Welcome again to Mkavateli Live, where we get together, discuss issues that we most commonly leave out. And today we discuss another issue, one that we deal with on a regular as Abandaba Mnyama and as people in general. And I pray God today enlightens you, and it enlightens you at a certain level. It gives you a bit of knowledge on perhaps something that you've not yet gone through and that you might go through in the future. I pray would it blesses someone and it touches someone and it just gives a little bit of light and insight on some of the lives that we lead and some of the portions of our lives that we have. And the topic for today is blended families. We're talking blended families. We're talking one day they're bringing kids from a different relationship and Mamake bringing kids from a different relationship and putting these kids all in a basket and moving forward with it. How do you feel with it? Are you in a blended family? Did you grow up in one? Do you have a blended family? Are you part of it? What is happening? Can you inform us? I don't know where you're watching from. I'd love to know where you're watching from so we know what it's in the blessings too. Let us know what your thoughts are on everything that we'll speak about today. If you have any commentary, please do leave it in the comment section. Come back and grow with us. Remember to like and share, and also to subscribe to the page as well. Please share with your friends and let us know. Remember, today we're talking about blended families, and I just want to find out, how many of us are in blended families, how many of us grew up in blended families. And to get the topic started, I called upon a man who was very traditional in his way, but very liberated as well. And this is Ubabum Simang Utabizolu Langal Balele. And I'd just love for him to be able to say, Kesalam, 100%. So today we're discussing blended families, and I just want to find out from your point of view: do you think these can work? Do you think they will work, or do you think how do you think we can make these work? So you bringing
blended
into a relationship.
Can you maybe reiterate the question so I can answer you properly? I didn't hear the first part.
Okay, so my question was, are you in a blended family? Yes. Did you grow up in a blended family? Or if you're in a blended family now where you've brought a child into a certain relationship, or a partner has brought a child into the relationship, how do you make it work? Does it work? Is it working? Or what could be done better?
Mkabateli, I think from my side, it works because I'm fully committed. So there comes a point where you need to know Ugutumtuana didn't bring themselves to this earth. So it's about commitment, making sure Uguti your seed is watered daily. Not
100%.
maybe, so it has to be something that has to do with commitment. You need to stand up for yourself and make sure that those that you brought emhlabeni are raised properly, including family. Mangabe ni shielane ibele, meaning you are the first one and there comes others after you. You need to make sure that everyone is okay spiritually. So you don't have to. It doesn't have to be monetary per se. Just being there, knowing that everyone knows that you are taking care of them.
100%. So it's if I'm hearing you correctly, the monetary element of it is not the major factor. It's the care, the time, the the love that is expressed.
The human touch.
100%. What do you think we as men are doing wrong in these setups and in these relationships? What could we do better as men when we have kids that are not our own to come and raise? And what do you think could be done better?
In terms of raising kids that aren't yours, there are certain aspects, depending on how they are taught. Some might come with an attitude. If you as the father is trying to, your best, So you might face a challenge there, and you need to address it with the mother. However, if the kids are too young to know, then if you decide to get into a relationship with that woman knowingly,
Yes.
you need to step up, because it's not a matter of you finding out later. That's another story for another day. But if you know that these kids, they should actually be yours. If you're going to step up to a woman who has kids, you have to raise them as yours. And if you have issues with kids that have bad behavior because they've only known you for a couple of years, you just came into their lives, that has to be addressed with their mother. And if their mother is not doing anything about it, then you should attempt, but failure to resolving the issue would mean that it's going to be difficult for you to take care of that woman and his kids. And you're going to end up taking care of your child, if you have a child, with her, um, much more than you would hers. Did you get that, Mukabate?
No, 100% got that. My question was that, do you feel that there are limitations when it comes to disciplining these kids? Do you feel that there's a point where you are not permitted to cross, or as soon as you are in and you're a parent, you go 360% in and full steams ahead?
So with that, I believe that it's your duty as Ubaba to also learn the child, because obviously they're not yours. They don't have the same genes that you have.
Yes.
And it's your duty to just try and understand where they come from. But at the same time, you should go in 100% fully 360, and be a parent and be a father. And obviously try and discipline them as much as you can. You might face an issue where you are told, you're not my father, so that you will have to know how to handle with, because you've studied this child. And you can see that maybe there's an influence, or it's just that they don't feel you, or they don't acknowledge you.
100%. So how do you deal with that? A child saying, "Don't discipline me. You're not my father." How does a man in that space? And I mean, I'm only asking because I'm sure in this life you've only been a man. And how would you then deal with the "you're not my father" attitude? You're not my dad, so don't discipline me. Don't call me out on my wrongs. Don't try and father me. I have a father. I know who's my father. You're in love with my mom, not me. How do you deal with that? Because I'm sure that those could be breaking issues within you. Those could break you as a man and as a father as well. How do you deal with those, and how do you face those challenges?
Firstly, Kabateli, I don't think it should break you, because you need to know who you are. And if this child is not coming to the party, firstly, you
Yes.
need to address it with the mother. And if the mother is not also winning, then if you have access to his father, then you address it with their father. Hopefully, those two steps might lead you to succeed in making sure that this young man is seeing things uh, for what you wanted, for what you want him to see, which is the right way, upbringing. So if you fail altogether, the three of you, then I think sometimes you need to just let the kid be, let them burn. Obviously, making sure that they don't die, but let them burn, and their senses will come back to them. Because what else are you going to do? Are you going to beat them?
True that, and I like something you just said there, is that you speak about forming, um, the right relationship. forming a relationship with the father,
Yes.
who is the biological father. So I want to reiterate this again. Once you step into that relationship, you are automatically the father.
Yeah.
But this man then holds the title of being the biological father.
Yes.
So
Definitely.
so you are stepping up, and you're stepping up to the challenge that's at hand, and you are coming and saying, I have stepped up and I'm fathered up. And
Yeah.
that is a major achievement for in my eyes, because most men don't even step up for their own kids. So
Exactly.
I love the fact that you're saying that you would want to build a relationship with the biological father so that he has an input in raising his kids.
Definitely.
You're not shutting the doors on him and saying, I'm here now, I'm going to take over, you can leave.
Yeah.
And that
It's
for
because
me
of
is
the love that you have.
it's because of the love that you have.
Yeah.
100%.
Exactly. Yeah.
Can I ask you, if you mind, if it's too personal, please do not answer. We will move past it. Have you been
Definitely.
raised
I will tell you.
have you ever grown up in a blended family where you were raised by someone else who was not a biological parent to you?
Yeah. Definitely. I was. I only met my dad when I was 17 years old for the very first
Okay.
time. And funny thing is, I didn't have a chance to get questions, ask questions about
Oh yeah.
who I am, where we come from, and all those things. Because the
Ah.
following year he passed on, you see?
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Sorry, man. May he rest in peace.
yeah.
But I think you've become the man that you are because of those struggles. And how was it growing up without him and with someone else's influence and impact on your life as it was? Do you mind sharing a little bit about that?
So I was lucky enough to have Abu Baba that stepped up. But obviously, as time goes by, you get challenges when they start now abusing your mother, you see? So
Ah,
now now women we male man,
yes.
and you are too young for that, you know.
Yeah.
But other than that, on a 80 to on a 100% scale, I'll say 80%. It was good. It was just a
Okay.
20%, and by the time I know it, I was already able to look out for myself. So I always had a sound mind. I've never been umuntu odelela abantu abadala. So whatever that they do, I'll just look at it and go about my way. So yeah, with me, it's a special case, I guess, maybe.
100%. So for me personally, I did have one who I was in the same situation. I was raised by someone who was not a biological parent, even though my biological dad was still alive, and he still is alive.
Mm,
But it was the total opposite. He taught me how to drive.
mm,
He taught me how to use a cell phone. He took me to my matric dance. He fetched me from games. He involved me in sport, and he fetched me afterwards. So his influence was way different, Gimme, than
yeah,
my own personal, biological father. And I always still look up to him in that essence and say thank you that I had someone like that.
exactly.
And I just,
Because
yeah,
at the end of the day, this man was just trying to show you, Uti, I love you as much as I love this woman who is your mother, but I'm not your biological father. But I'm going to give you the direction, the love, and everything that you'll need to be a man.
yeah,
So, yeah, certain things happen for, whatever reasons that they happen. It's just uh, up to you as umfana okhuliswayo to also ube nenhlonipho.
yes.
And if you are being led to the right direction, then I don't see, unless if your stepfather was saying you must do drugs, and then that's a different story. So
Yeah.
this man is here saying, I'm going to lead you in the right direction. So yeah, I guess uNkulunkulu nedlozi basinakekele.
100%. Thank you so much for talking to us. In parting, if you could speak to the men in the country and the men in the world, what would your parting message be to Amadota men as a whole, who are getting into these situations of blended families? What would your lasting message to the world, to men, to melanated men, and all other men who are watching, who will get an opportunity to be able to see and hear you? What is your message to them?
Kabateli, I'll definitely state that as men, we need to take ourselves seriously, and we should take care of ourselves emotionally as well. A lot of men go into relationships and weddings and marriages rather, where they are emotionally abused, and they end up just being drunkards because they decided to take this relationship forward. And not everyone will listen to the men. It's always the voice of a woman that's heard in most cases. So I would say Amatota must take care of themselves emotionally. Leave if it's going to change who you are into something that you're not. But if uzopuma and unomtwana, make sure that you take care of your child 100%, or if 200% actually. Yeah, because lo mntwana ulethwe uwe emhlabeni bekangazi. Take care of your child, and take yourself serious, as indoda, and lead more than anything. Lead, and the women, when you lead, they just follow. They follow naturally. So if you are a good leader, and just be open-minded, man. Uhambe ngendlela efanele.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for spending your time with us and giving us this katsako and your insight and your knowledge on the topic. I pray and hope that everything goes well for you in your relationship and in everything that you are involved in. Thank you so much for spending your time, and everything of the best as you go forward. And I pray, Uguti, you raise them at the type of men that you are. Blessings upon blessings.
Nyabonga Mkabateli. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
100%, my king. As you guys always know, we always bring you the best in wisdom and knowledge. I've got a brother as well who is also well versed, an African brother who's willing to join us. I'm just waiting for his image to come up, his video to come up, so you would get a bit of insight. A king, a gentleman, a true soldier who's gone through the hard knocks of life, but always came out at the top of his game. And I pray that perhaps him joining us will be able to extract some knowledge and win something from him. Welcome, Mr. McDonald. McDonald? Yeah, I think we're struggling. Remember, we live in a country of load shedding, and we're still struggling with that greatly as a country. As we heard from Babu Msimang Tsepo, his major things that stood out for me in everything that he said was, in these blends, we need to be men who are able to stand up and give love. Discipline is essential. But he said something that actually stood out for me that said, we also need to have a relationship with the biological father, something that he's hardly ever spoken about. Something that when he brought it up, it made a lot of sense for me to say, as a man raising another man's kids, it's essential for me to have a relationship with the father of those kids. And I understand now, the essential element of it is I need to involve him and, bring him in into the space, and it makes so much sense what Utsepo was saying, and what I was hearing. It was vital and critical for me to hear that, because it is essential that we have these relationships, but it is also essential that if these relationships are not healthy and they're toxic, we then need to be able to move forward and do what's best for the child. Thank you so much for your constant support and love. Please like and follow. Please share. And for consultations and for anything further than that, please get a hold of me on the number on the screen there. It's a +27. It's a South African number. Please get a hold of me. Please, let's set a time. If there's a problem that you're encountering and you need my assistance, please do send me a voice note. It makes it easier so that we don't misinterpret or filter your message down. Please get a hold of me and please send me a message, and please send your suggestions and let me know where you guys watch from, and send me your suggestions of topics that you guys need us to talk about, stuff that you're wondering about, and let us get it done. Thank you so much for your time, and till the next episode. Thank you so much. 1D1 time. We're out.